3 in a row we've opened up on the road in the SEC. It was at Tennessee a couple years ago, at Ole Miss last year, and then now we're at Mississippi State. 2-15 in our last 17 tries in Starksville. So obviously it's been a tough place to play. We've played well there, but lost. To good teams. You always go down there, you're going to get really good teams. This is the best offensive rebounding team in the country. They've got 3 of the top 5 offensive rebounders in our league. This is the second biggest team in the country. Adu, Perry, and Woodard, starting at the 3, 4, and 5, are just they're monster men. They're kind of, I'm sure their football program is probably trying to recruit those guys to get on that defensive line. They offensively, Ben Howland does a great job. I mean, they run really good stuff. It's put together well with a combination of the things they do on the inside with their bigs and the way they run the stuff with their guards. Carter's one of the most improved players in our league. He almost single-handedly beat us last year in here. Great three-point shooter. They win when he scores. Perry was first-team all-conference player. Could have come out last year. Would have been drafted, but came back. Great kid, great family, and just a really tough cover for us at the 4 spot. He'll be a tough cover for everybody in our league, just because it's really hard to find another real quality big to go along. One guy's got to guard Adu, one guy's got to guard Perry. That's difficult. These are opportunity games. These are Mississippi State's going to win most of their games at home in the SEC. They are, and there's only a handful of teams that are capable of beating them, that could beat them there. And these are the kind of games that give you one up on the league if you can get them. But for us to get this game, we're going to have to play our best game so far. They rebound 47% of their misses. So their first shot offense is really good. Their second shot offense is even better. But it's not just that they're big. It's that they do things to get those guys in good positions to rebound the ball. It's not by accident. Mississippi State, they played a tough schedule. They're 9-3, but they're 77 in the net. They'll be an NCAA tournament team this year. They're good.
How's the health of your team going into SEC?
Good. We're good. We're healthy, and that is unless somebody doesn't get hurt in practice today. But we're good going down there, and our depth has been needs to continue to be a plus for us. And obviously it's I've said all along, I think we're a good team. I don't think we're a very good team yet. And it's not a criticism. It's just that I know how much we've got to do offensively, defensively to get there. We're improving. We got a long way to go.
Do you anticipate still using the same number in the rotation?
9-man rotation for sure. Might have to go deeper because of foul trouble. These guys will do a good job of challenging our depth.
How valuable is that depth, though, when you get into the league, play with the physicality that is coming in this league?
We're going to see. I mean, our depth is young. We will bring, a couple of freshmen off the bench, and a sophomore in our top 9. So it's going to be, again, I just think once again, we're 12 games into how many games we play? 30 something?
31 plus.
Okay, we're 12 games in. So we're not even, we got about a third of the way through, right? So there's a lot. That's when I still say we're good, on the way to being very good. It's still we just probably finished the first third or so of our season. So what then brings to is different challenges. So for Mississippi State, it's a different level of physicality. Last time we played a physical team like this, St. Louis had 21 offensive rebounds. And these guys are better offensive rebounders than St. Louis. So that'll be a factor for us. Carter will be a certain kind of cover for us. Woodard, he'll be the biggest 3 we played all year. Adu will be by far the biggest, most talented 4 we've played all year. Perry, excuse me. So it just brings out different challenges, and you see where you're at.
When you talk about those challenges, what about D'Angelo now having to match up with a really big physical guy? You think he's ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, D'Angelo's played against him before. He knows what it is, and D'Angelo will have advantages, and there'll be some disadvantages, and that'll be a good matchup. Isaac will be in there against him some too. Anthony may have him some, and so they all bring different things to the table.
You talked about the youth, but how important is it having those 4 seniors and really 5 with Anthony when you go on the road and start SEC play, the grind of that?
It's it is an advantage. I would think that obviously Samir and Anthony played down there last year. I don't think Austin played down there. I think he was hurt when we went down there, and so it'd be great to have Austin. Great to have Austin's physicality. There's no question. They got to deal with that. Look, they got to deal with him, and they got to deal with us.
Bruce, has Isaac been everything you hoped he'd be so far as a freshman?
I have very high expectations for Isaac, so I'm not surprised by what he is doing, but I'm not satisfied, and it's not a criticism. I've got high expectation for him. If I think he's one of the best defenders in the country, that's a pretty high standard to hold him to. If I think he's one of the most productive players in the country, well then, again, that productivity is a high standard. Assist turnover ratio, finishing at the rim, improving his outside shooting, doing all those things. I'm very confident he is, and pleased with where he's at. But nobody expects more from him than I do.
What was the most important lesson you learned about your team with your non-conference play?
I thought our team was resilient. I thought we respected our opponent. I thought we found ways to win. I thought we did a pretty good job hearing the scout and the strategies. And I think our non-conference record is more a function of getting ready to play every night, taking every opponent seriously, being able to win away from home. We've won 5 wins away from home, is the most in the SEC. Not so much the quality of our player, how well coached we are.
And is that y'all are 1 of 2 undefeated teams? Is that a talking point with your team right now, or are you just sort of pushing it to the side?
Well, we want to make history. We definitely want to make history. And, with our victory over Lipscomb on Sunday, we pretty much locked down the fact that our record in the non-conference of 46-5 since the 2016-17 season, I believe that's 4 seasons now, right? Is the best in the league. That's something to hold your hat on. That's something that, to me, it means something. So we've won 24 of our last 25 games. That's historic. We want to try to build on it if we possibly can. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.